the group decided to follow through on their promise to aid Keyleth on her Aramente to find the Pyra people to the far southwest of Vasselheim. Battled some of the druids of the Pyra themselves in elemental fire form, combated against time through a cinder storm as they attempted to escape, managed to do so with their lives, and in doing so, gained the blessing from the Aramente for Keyleth from the pirate tribe, as well as a blessing from their main druid as well, as a Sparkstone. Yes. And returned to Vasselheim. Pike then said her goodbyes again, returning to help the restoration of the Temple of Sarenrae, and you have all been left to your devices now.
Where am I?
Like a piece of...
you...
That's a good point.
That's a very good question. As you returned, you guys, tired from the venture, went to sleep. You have spent the past week or so on your own, essentially finding one of the various establishments in the city that can aid you through your sore muscles, through the help of feminine companionship, or other types of companionship, whatever your preference may be. But upon leaving, realized that your party had left and had been gone for some time.
And where are they? Where am I? So have I? Where are they?
Gone.
Where am I?
You've just now found word that they've returned to the Slayer's Take Guild Hall, and you've made your way in that direction this bright morning.
Because it's free to stay there.
Yeah, we can say that for free.
Hello!
Oh, Scanlan!
Hello!
Hello,
Where
Scanlan.
have you guys been?
Scanlan, you just
Around?
missed
What? Pike? Wait,
really
what?
I said that really.
Pike was
I
here?
didn't.
First thing.
I
Yeah.
should've
Right out of the
harsh,
gate.
wasn't
worked
it?
that.
We took a field trip with her. You were.
What are you talking about? Why didn't you call
was
me?
so
We
sad.
have an earring!
You left
We
your earring.
have an earring!
I used it
wasn't
twice,
on
and you
you,
said,
tried.
stop bothering me, Tiberius.
Well,
Are we sure it wouldn't just don't stop bothering me?
We were hearing very weird things from the other end of that
No,
earpiece.
he
That's
definitely said
true.
my name and told me to stop.
you didn't lead with Pike, though. You should have said Pike's
Oh,
here. Hey,
that's smart.
hey, Pike's
You
here.
Probably should have done that.
My bad. Sorry about that.
I mean, I was having a fun time, but I would have dropped everything to be with Pike.
Well, a Stormwind likes to finish a sentence, and I apparently didn't start the sentence correctly for you to hold your attention long enough.
Don't bury the lead.
Right.
Pike first. Always Pike first.
Right, sorry.
I wasn't even at a brothel.
I was...
You were.
I walked toward the brothel, but then I bumped into Zara. Remember? Zara?
Oh,
Zara.
She
yes.
invited me over. We talked all night. One thing led to another. Nothing untoward, but we just had a nice slumber party. It was lovely. It was me and a couple of tieflings. 3, I think. We were doing each other's hair, telling stories, playing songs. It was wonderful.
Can I roll to see if he's bullshitting?
You can go ahead and make a... This would be an insight.
Yeah, Grog, inside check. Modifier is 0. That's a 9.
You are enthralled by his tale. Your elbows are on the edge of the bedspread right now with your hands clasped.
My feet behind me,
Yeah,
crisscrossing,
just go
like
back and forth.
kicking.
You're this
man.
close to like a breakdown from Greece. It's pretty fantastic.
Tell me more, tell me more.
It was great. We had a great PG night.
Sounds lovely.
Sounds like exactly what you
know,
needed.
that sounds like a wonderful time. It's all right that you
Yeah,
missed Pike.
except I would have dropped everything to come to see the woman I love,
But
the woman
then-
of my dreams, the woman I will marry and bear children with.
Yes, of course.
Wow. That got
I don't
really
know if
real.
she'll bear
That's-
mine or
I
I'll
don't know
bear
if I've ever
hers.
heard you
Whatever.
say that out
Yes, how
loud.
does it
Yeah,
work
that
with
was
gnomes?
very impressive.
No, it's tricky.
Yes, I've never seen a gnome birth before.
Well, you never know.
It would
Well,
have
at
been better.
least we're all together again.
We got to meet
We
my
can-
family.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I missed everything.
We missed a couple of
What did you
points,
do for all
but
the
you
days
know.
we've been gone now?
This was a long slumber party. What are we doing now?
That is a good question.
I have a suggestion, but first I'm going to bring up Lockheed and Keyleth. Do you think you could help
You've
this
missed
little-
everything.
little fella?
I was gone for like a day. There's a dragon.
I'm gonna take him out of this cage.
So,
I have a strange thought.
again,
When was the last time we went home?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. If we're gonna go
Which
home,
home?
I'm on.
We'll have to wait.
Grayskull.
Could I make a small request?
You want to try again, don't you?
I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder.
Oh!
Would you mind terribly if I maybe went out to the street and picked a fight?
Just one little fight. Are you gonna fight
Just go out on the street. You're not gonna chase down what's his butt?
I want Kern.
Okay, we're gonna go find Kern.
Are
we
gonna
going?
go find
Are you
Kern?
sure about this?
Hang on. Are we gonna go find Kern and do this with rules, or are we gonna do this without rules?
Without rules, you would win.
You would win without rules.
I can't do it. I have to do it by the rules.
So you want to go
in the
to
stadium.
the Crucible again?
As far as the matters at hand, I, of course, Grog, encourage your violence. And Taliesin, I do like the idea of going back to Imon and
What did you just?
Who?
Who did you just?
Grog.
You just,
And then you just said.
you just NPC'd me.
sorry.
You just NPC'd me all over the place.
I'm sorry, I was speaking Draconic again.
Yeah.
Percy.
That's draconic for my man.
Allison is my mother's name, please. No, I'm
Sorry. No, that's not your mother's name.
it's not my mother's name. But, no, she wasn't well. Carry on.
Okay.
was your
I do.
mother's name.
I'm sorry. Percival. I go over to Percival and I'm gonna give him a hug.
Oh God.
Sorry, I'm scared.
It's all right. We didn't touch in my family. Go ahead.
I like the idea of going back to Imon.
Did you say you encourage my violence?
Of course.
I take off running out of the room.
Bounding poof.
Oh, Tiberius, you have to
the
be
guild hall.
careful. You have to be responsible.
Was there a window in the room?
No, not this one.
Okay, check
going to do that.
Could have made
We're gonna do Looney Tunes hole in the wall.
You make your way up towards the Bellows Respite Inn, to where the Crucible itself is held in the center. As you approach, it is midday. There's no crowd gathered. The Crucible is currently emptied and kind of left on its own. You kind of glance about for a second, and there's nobody here running any sort of fight ring.
Damn it. I'll have to come back.
What are we gonna
As you were shouting it into the air, a few people nearby
But
kind
the
of
Star Trek reference is good.
people around you start glancing it back.
I was. Yeah. But his name's Kurt.
Yeah, it works out fine. Suddenly, a few individuals come looking out from the inside the Bellows Respite Inn. This is a kind of a tavern portion to the front. One of which is Once Lucky Ned, who is the person who runs the tavern. He's like a human barkeep that wanders out and, you, Philip, yelling Kern, and you see this look in his face like,
Bring me the body of Kern.
alive?
He wants to fight him.
he cocks his head a little bit at you. Just a moment, stay right there. And he runs back inside.
Be a street fight.
Oh God! I hear Scanlan say that, and I run out and I say, "Fight!"
At this point, other members of the tavern are starting to come out, tankards in hand, like, here, what's going on? They see you, it's gonna be a fight at the Crucible! You hear the shouts going off in the nearby house. It's like echoing, like town crier to town crier. You're hearing voices echo throughout the entirety of the braving grounds, of people preparing for this midday, unexpected, sudden throwdown. As the shouts continue, some of the core bastions can gather, one of which you recognize as the one who was acting as the bookie the first time you came to the Crucible. He kind of rushes out for a second. You! Hey. Might I hear properly that you are challenging our standing champion once again.
Aye, you heard right.
Midday now, near the noonday sun.
Aye, where everyone can see and he can't hide.
He glances over to another bastion that's to his left. Get Kern now. He rushes off and kind of looks back to you. Well then, a fight we're gonna have.
Oh boy.
20 minutes pass by as the crowd has now gathered to about 50 to 60 people. Apparently word of your last battle has gotten around, and now there's this fevered pitch of interest. People have dropped what they're doing, and the smokestacks you can see have slowly turned to a dribble as everyone who's working the nearby forges and or smelting irons have all rushed out here to see this battle and dropped what they're doing. This has turned into full-on, Morpheus is fighting Neo.
I turn to the bookkeep and I take out my entire coin purse and I throw it at him.
I use my hand, my mage hand.
Don't use magic.
Oh no, I don't. I don't do that.
We whack him on the head before he starts to do the hand. Stop it!
I throw him the coin purse and I say,
I do.
I expect to see that double when I get out. And I jump into the pit before Kern even arrives.
Okay, you leap down as the whole crowd goes, yeah! And this series of shouting screams surround the air around you. He grabs the coin purse. How much is in that coin purse?
1,363.
1,363. Okay.
I run up to there's a bookie here?
There is a bookie.
I run up to him, very subtly say, I'd like 100 against Grog, please.
Okay. He looks down at you and says, not bad. Going with the odds.
Right, yeah.
It's 3-1 against him.
Just don't.
It's
don't
3 to
mention-
1.
If I win,
I'll
maybe
put
I'll
the
collect
rest of
later.
it. I have 600 gold
You don't
pieces.
hear this because he's talking
Just
off.
I'll collect later. Don't say it, bitch.
I'll tap out.
Got this, Grog.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got this.
Good chap. I would like to to place a bet. 500 gold pieces on Philip.
On to Philip. All right.
I'm going to break my bank and follow suit to my human friend as well. 612 is, I think, all I have left.
You guys see as
Gold.
in the distance the crowd, which has probably gathered to close to 70
So
plus
if you have
people,
gold
begins
and
to
you-
part, and you see walking over, soot smeared across the front of his face. Stepping up is Kern the Hammer, bristled half-orc mustache, a little bit tousled from a day of hard work, sweat glistening off the top of his brow of his shaved
Facial
head.
hair.
Oh, he's missing a lip.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true.
Was
As
it
he
healed?
as he approaches, you can see. I mean, there has been some healing through the quick work of the clerics that worked after the last battle. However, there is definitely a section of his upper lip that is permanently missing, looking almost like a half-cleft palate. You can see beneath it his sneering yellowed teeth, kind of grinding as he approaches the Crucible.
I'm gonna bet.
You gonna bet?
I'm gonna
All right.
bet. I'm gonna put 600 on Philip.
Whoa.
So wait, and this betting thing is enjoyable?
No, it's not. It's a gamble. Like what we
feels
do with
terrible.
our lives constantly,
It feels
but with
bad.
gold.
It's terrible.
So why do we do it?
So we can make more if we win. And plus, it's giving faith in our friend.
Yes.
It's a symbol.
It's inspiration.
Bet 5 gold on
No,
Philip.
more than.
That's an excellent bet.
Five gold.
I mean,
That is an
sure.
excellent bet, Q.
Thank you.
Very good.
Is that
That
how it works?
Vax,
See how it
Yes.
feels when you
Vax
either.
stands behind you and is
Okay.
like, yes,
I'll stand behind you.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
and keeps his gold
Good
purse to
call.
himself. The noonday sun is now high in the sky, and you can see but a little bit of the shadowed outline of Kern, muscle-bound, looming over the edge of the Crucible. You hear a voice call down to you, low and gravelly and familiar. You! Do you like the gift I sent you?
I reach into my belt and I pull out his upper lip and I give it a smell. I say, I've enjoyed it very much. I've come to collect the rest. And I fling it into the pit.
It's the ground. You're not wearing the medal. A shame, really. I thought you'd be more proud of your status. Whoosh! Poof, leaps down into the pit right before you. With his grin on his face.
Burn.
You've been training, I see. Good. So have I.
Oh no.
He goes and takes his wineskin, pops
Oh!
on the top.
Oh.
Surely, a man of your stature would honor me by sharing a drink before this battle.
Takes. Throws you the wineskin.
How much is left in there?
About a third.
Oh no.
You're clutching it in your hand and he's staring at you intently.
Meh. I don't drink such piss water. I pour it out. I take out my own wineskin that I filled with the stone giant strength,
Yes!
and I chug it down.
He's juicing! He's juicing!
You see him kind of like snarl to the side as you toss his wineskin to the ground. You chug your own. It tastes very heavily. This is frost giant strength, you said?
Or the stone giant, yeah.
Or the stone giant. It tastes very heavily of like black charcoal, dust, grit, and the actual liquid itself has a very, very gravelly texture as it goes down your throat. You can feel chunks getting caught, but you just push through and continue gulping it. It's thicker like a molasses than it is an actual liquid. You finish it off, toss it to the side. Go ahead and mark your increase to strength for this.
I got it down already.
All right. You came prepared.
Gonna need a montage.
Challenging him once again, tail between his legs, intent on claiming his glory. Returning to the Crucible, Philip!
No!
Yes.
No! Philip is dead. There is no Philip. There is only Grog, the vengeful.
Up around the outside of the Crucible.
Yes!
You now see the entire crowd, like the energy itself is electric in the air. Eyes are intense and bloodshot. Everyone is looking down into what is about to be, hopefully, a drag-out, throwdown fight. As you're doing this, you see across the way, Kern cracks his knuckles, and you can see now the giant scar from his snarling lip. You realize he hasn't been snarling this whole time. It's just the natural state of his current smile. And then he snarls. You see his orcish tucks protruding out, and the gums themselves, black and purple, peering out from underneath his upper lip that you once destroyed.
I'm gonna take yours this time, boy. Enough words, Toothless. Let's do this.
Roll initiative.
Oh!
All right. As you're prepping for the circumstance, you're up first, Grog. You have initiative.
I race towards Kern, and I duck down as if I'm gonna go into a form tackle towards his waist. I take a step to the side at the last second and wrap around my arms around his waist from behind, pick him up to DDT him over my shoulder.
DDT! Okay, so you rush up behind. He goes in for the feint, attempts to parry it. However, you vanish from the side. He feels the arms wrap around him, and he reaches down instinctively to pry them away, but it's too late as you lift him up off of his back and whack, send him onto the ground. All right, you also have a bonus action still.
That's right. With that action, I would like to go into... Does it take an action to rage?
It takes a bonus action for you to rage.
Which is what this is.
Yes.
I would like to rage.
And with that, as you see his form crumpled on the ground, he gets up to one knee and begins standing up, kind of wiping off a little bit of the dust that's been smeared across his slobbered chin. Looks at you, and kind of gives this kind of chuckle. This early then, so be it. Bites the edge of his wrist and tears a chunk of his own flesh off the side of his arm. Uses his bonus action to rage.
Oh shit.
Goes into his frenzied rage as well, and it's just come at you with both fists. One thing you notice, strangely, Kern, who previously just seemed to throw haymakers at you before attacks, goes into a stance.
Oh shit.
He
learned.
He's been trained.
He mocked up!
And just goes in to swing two heavy fists at you. He swings at you with a double pummel towards the torso. That is a natural 20.
Oh!
That is 14 points of damage.
I would like to use my stone's endurance to...
Go for it.
Okay.
At that point, as the punch hits your stomach, you flex, feeling the strength of the mountain kind of fill your body. Your ancestral roots of your stone giant brethren fill your form.
That's 16.
16. As the fist boom, finds the side of your stomach, the iron-like form that is your torso just stops his fist in its place. You see him kind of pull away, shaking his hand. As he shakes away, he brings up his other hand to backhand you. You just duck out of the way. He swings with a kick around with the momentum, and you just catch it in the middle of the air.
What's the matter, ballerina? I thought you should be stretched out and ready for this. And I reach back and I drive my fist into his nutsack.
Roll the second attack.
Nut punch!
That's advantage.
25.
25 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Oh my god, a grog.
Upset damage!
8. My first 8.
Nice.
That should
Second 8, actually. You've already rolled.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna argue that should be doubled because there's two
You're
balls.
adding all your bonuses.
Yeah, I'm adding everything I have.
Kern is one of those individuals that has had his nuts kicked enough times in his life to know the pain well and be prepared for it.
As that's happening, we all start a chant. Grog! 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 Grog!
As they're chanting, I'm starting to sing amid the chant. It's the eye of the Goliath, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of that asshole. And I'm trying to send inspiration to him.
With that, you hear through the fury, through the anger, that the chant, your real name, not Philip now, your real name, reclaimed in the center of this approving point in the center of the oldest known city to civilization, under the visual guidance of the god of strength and valor. And through all that, you hear the gentle hymn, Scanlan's voice cut through all that and come to you. with a beat, a rhythmic beat that drives you forward. Go ahead and take a D10 inspiration. You can follow up.
I leap forward again and try and throw my thumbs into his eyes.
Okay, you're going for the blind again. And roll for attack on this with a disadvantage.
21. Oh. 15.
15.
Oh wait,
I'll give you an
Oh! The thing!
if you want to use it.
Yeah, that's a 22!
22. So you rush forward to grab. So you have hold of his head now. There's no damage to this round, but you're enabling yourself now for the rest of the round to attempt to push into his eyes.
See the Matrix now,
So there's
bitch!
no damage on this one. You grab the side of his head and you see like his eyes kind of open with this like look of fear
Open
and
them wide.
unexpected ferocity from you. Go ahead and make an athletics check now.
Oh,
Come
God,
on,
oh,
come on,
God,
Grog.
Big money.
Yeah.
24.
24, he rolled a 19. So go ahead and do damage on this. Just go ahead and roll for damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
roll
as you grab hold of his head, you grin as your thumbs push into his eyes. He yells out in pain, and before you can damage the eyes permanently, he slaps off of your hands so hard with such an intense ferocity that you can't help but feel your actual force be blown back. However, he's clutching the side of his face, and for the next round, he is blinded. Now, gets up, holding the back of his side.
You suck, Kern!
You also smell!
Kind of glances up for a moment at you. Sees you raising your fist and gives a grin. Looks back towards you and lunges towards you now. It's going to attempt to grapple at you. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
That's a 1.
Do you get an advantage at all?
Nope, no longer blinded, no longer stunned.
Shit.
You are considered currently grappled. All right. So this for the action there, as a bonus action, is going to rear back, open his mouth, and attempt to bite towards your face.
No!
You take 10 points of damage, and you feel teeth grasp onto the.
No!
There's a sickening, sharp, burning sensation. Your upper lip is now torn from the front of your face as you see Kern reel back, a streak of blood spilling off in the arc as his head pulls back, a terrible grin creeping across his smile. As you now see this dull gray-colored Grog, a flesh-toned piece of skin dangling bloodily from his mouth.
You were supposed to be the only lipless one, and I soccer balled the shit out of those dimes between his legs.
Another howl in pain. Kern reaches down and clasps his hands once again, kind of in the same capture maneuver you did with your fist, onto your ankle. Kern is going to, pulling your leg forward towards you. You feel yourself pulled off balance and the momentum pulling you towards him as he unleashes another flurry of blows.
As he
against
does, I shout out from the audience using my cutting words.
you. What do you shout?
Oh, Kern, do you need some dick? Because I gave some to your mom last night.
Go ahead and roll a d10 and I'll distract you from this attack.
D10?
Yeah, roll a d10 and...
That was a burn! That was a burn!
Fuck, only 3!
It's okay. So his roll was a 21. That brings it down to an 18. What's your armor class?
It's 18.
18, so it still hits. Still, that was awesome. You can see there's a momentary distraction as Kurnikan glances over for a second angrily, but still follows through with the first hit. This one clocking you straight in the face, sending your head back.
I was gonna say, if we get another chant going, Grog,
Grog!
Grog!
cover me.
Grog!
I cast healing word on Grog.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to do a sleight of hand. This.
Do I get advantage because we're all chanting together?
No.
Okay.
What if I shut off a prestidigitation firework?
No.
Okay.
To help me out?
So go
Be
ahead and make a
like
roll.
a team effort?
No.
No? Alright.
Doing this now.
Deck of
Sleight of
illusions.
hand.
No.
Oh, that's good. That's a 16. 18 total.
As you begin casting,
shit.
one of the Red Bastions grabs your wrist and pulls you into his face and says, "I'm sorry, Missy. I'm not understanding you're cheating."
Excuse, I'm sorry, this has been a misunderstanding. She's foreign and she's royalty. Please, I'm from Draconia and she's a druid. Blah, blah, blah. I say all this shit really quick, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The ever-loving unicorn rainbow
Very sorry.
fluffers.
Please, do it.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Oh God!
Already, because he's already
All this stuff happening
pissed
while
off at
you're
this.
dying.
That's 22 and 21.
Oh.
Okay. The Bastion glares at you, looks over at one of the nearby bastions.
Here you go.
You see two manacles clink down on your wrists from another Bastion to your left. And the Bastion's holding both says, apparently she's got people helping her out. Come on, we're dragging her off. You both are being pulled away.
As they're doing that, I'm like, you said dragon. I'm half dragon.
So you guys are being dragged away from the
Okay.
Crucible.
Great.
Rog.
Shit!
It's my turn. I reach up and grab the back of his head, and I just drive my elbow straight into his chin.
Go for it. Curran falls onto the one knee, puts both hands out in the ground, and coughs up this sputtering puddle of blood that then spills out in the ground. Curran looks like that blow is about to knock Curran over to the side, but Curran sits there and tenses his muscles. His head whips up at you, and that orcish glare, that sheer focus of fury that you saw once before, is holding him on the edge.
This is it?
Curran looks up at you and goes, no, this is my town! And leaps up at you with a flurry of an extremely desperate half-orc. First strike comes at you. That is a 22 to hit.
Hits.
That is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
19. And natural 20.
Oh my god.
So that puts me at -13. I use my relentless rage.
Oh! Oh! What is that? What is that? What is that?
Little boy's growing up.
Oh my
My
god.
little boy's growing up.
So Grog has been put to
sounds
negative
fucking gritty.
as the orc has pummeled you, and you feel, and with a final resounding crack, the knee comes up, slamming you into your chin. You feel your body begin to fade from view. Your vision begin to tunnel to black.
I just won 100 gold!
200.
At that point, you feel that seething anger, that rage. Make a Constitution saving throw right now.
I get busted every time.
21.
21. You instead drop to 1 hit point.
1 hit point.
Yes.
You all of a sudden the rage pulls you through, and your whole body snaps up into place again. And you can see Kern before you has this grin on his face, like he's just watched victory come to him, and then is torn away. His eyes open, and that half-orcish rage suddenly fades for a second as you see, for the first time, deep fear take the heart of your combatant. Take your turn.
I look at my arms.
Oh my god.
I look at him.
Grog.
I spit blood into the sand and I say, well, well, where have I seen this happen before? Time's up. And I run forward and in a massive arcing uppercut, I drive my fist under his jaw with everything I have.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh, damage?
Roll for attack. Roll for attack.
Okay. Oh, shit. 18?
18. As you rush forward, he, through the fear, still brings his hand up and slaps the first hit out of the way. Second
I
attack.
look down and I say, very well. Respect. And I take my elbow and I drive it into his temple.
Roll for second attack.
15.
15. The second one brings back and parries it to the side.
From the stands, I
See, like,
from the
I
stands.
lift up my shirt and I say, I love you, Grog!
Oh my God! It's her tits! It's her tits!
Don't distract!
I'm not here.
through the fury of your rage,
She just showed her tits. That's inspiring.
at this moment, if that were to distract Grog, I'm afraid Grog would drop his rage.
Yeah, don't.
Never mind! I put my shirt
However,
Do it for Kern. Do
the
it for
entire
Kern.
other side of the Crucible right now is going, "Ah!" And they all burst into cheers.
Damn it, and I'm not there.
So I missed the uppercut.
Vax, by the way, is standing behind you and going, "Sister!" and is like pulling your shirt down for you and is like desperately trying to
I've missed the uppercut.
miss the elbow.
Can I sing from the audience?
At this, not right now.
It's all
This is
this
the
roll.
middle.
Let's roll.
It's the middle of his turn.
Oh God!
You can
I'll
after
lower
this,
my
but this is
hand.
the middle of his turn.
Come on,
And I just
last
bring
one,
him
last
down.
one.
All right, big old hammer blow. Roll for it.
Come on.
I don't want to see. I don't hear.
13.
13. Kern now instinctively slaps it out of your way And you can see the fear begin to fade, and for a second looks at you
13?
and sees truly how close on the edge you are.
You've proven yourself this day, but there is only one champion of the Crucible.
You get your up, Scanlan, now.
Yeah, I was going to sing to him to inspire. I guess I can still try.
Yeah, go for it. What do you want to sing?
I sing, with your arms and your fists and your legs and your wrists. It's in your head, you are fighting. That's all I got.
D10 inspiration die to you, Grog, in this pinnacle moment. So hold on to that D10. Kern, now intensely scared, is using his action to go into his dodge maneuver. It's like on the edge, you can see like one eye is swollen shut and is like goes into the stance to defend himself. However, as his bonus action, all of a sudden takes 2 steps forward and almost Bruce Lee 1 inch punches to your torso. That is a 9 plus 8, 17.
Misses.
Misses. Goes to punch. However, the short distance, while the speed is extreme, misjudge the distance and it stops an inch before your chest, and you kind of look down at it, just barely stopping before it finds your chest. Looks up at you.
Come at me.
He just come at me, bro'd you.
What are you doing?
Alright, fine, fuck it, I just reach, like, with desperation that this might fall away, I just throw my Goliath fist at him.
Alright, so first punch is with disadvantage.
17.
Plus 10! Plus 10!
22!
22. Roll damage.
Come on.
8!
How do you want to do this? Alright, ears, everyone.
Sorry.
Clutch Scanlan inspiration. Grog, how do you want to do this?
As the fist connects and he starts to wobble, I reach over, I stand above him and grab around his waist with his back facing towards me. I lift him up over my head so that his head gets to come up and look at the crowd one last time before sending him straight back onto his shoulder blades and neck and smashing him into the earth.
With a resounding slam, Kern's body impacts into the stone floor of the Crucible. A cloud of dirt and dust around, rocks break off and tumble down the side of the walls of the Crucible as the crowd has to stop himself from falling in from the sheer impact of the tremor that you've left slamming Kern. You can see everyone kind of fall silent. The crowd cheers all come to a sudden halt. The dust settles. As you can see nothing at the base of the Crucible. As the cloud slowly comes to rest, you see there, broken and laid out on the ground, is an unconscious, bloodied, and ruined Kern as Grog steps forward, head hunched beneath his billowing shoulders, fists clenched in anger, victorious in the center of the Crucible.
I put my foot on his chest and in my best King Kong go.
At which point the crowd raises into shouting cheers, claps. At which point the cheers.
Yes, you did.
No,
I'm not there. We're not there.
None of us remember that at all.
The bookie screams out,
We have now a new champion of the Crucible! Not Philip, but Grog, the victorious!
You hear loud boos, you hear curses shouted, you see people shouting off, throwing emptied coin purses off to the side, different language. It's a whole cacophony of cheers and curses, and then all of them fall suddenly quiet. The whole crowd turns over, and to the edge of the Crucible, you see standing over. Let me bring this down here for a moment of tension. Standing over to the edge, a hood is thrown back on a figure that's been watching the entire fight. His body is stout and ripped with muscle, trained over a lifetime of martial prowess and careful honing. His arms are crossed as he looks down at the Crucible, down at you, Grog. Gives a nod and a smile, turns around, and walks away from the crowd, quietly, as everyone just kind of silently takes in this momentary experience. A few seconds pass, and then the crowd continues cheering once again.
I heard your voices cutting through the crowd. Well, Tiberius
DM,
and
I'm gonna
Keith.
use my earring right now.
I don't know.
They got arrested. I figured we'd deal
Grog,
with
we
that.
got arrested while you were fighting. Just so you know.
You guys, by the way, right now are currently brought to a small holding facility not that far from the Crucible, where you've been set down onto a bench, both manacled, and left while the one bastion that originally found you is currently keeping watch. The
Outside?
other one, out of vision from you guys, you don't see this. They're just missing from the crowd.
Grog,
Like, just-
before we go
I think
deal
it's
with our
because
friends,
It looked like you were doing a spell. Well,
If I
scanning,
may.
seeing things.
that man fought a brave fight. I feel we should go. You should go make amends with him. It was a respectable battle. You won't feel good about yourself unless you do.
At which point the bookie hands a sack of gold right into your hand.
Well fought, new champion!
And hands it to you.
Fuck that shit. I was about to. Chaotic neutral, sorry.
Never mind.
I was ready.
I'm here to collect my winnings, please.
The bastion just kind of.
Then you would owe me 300 gold.
No. I bet on Grog, if you remember correctly.
No, I have it here in my ledger that you bet against
Oh,
your
he would
friend
never do
Grog.
that. I believe you're mistaken, actually.
That must be a typo. I bet on Grog. Don't you remember? What?
Are you casting something, or are you?
I'm just doing this.
Go ahead and make a deception
I
roll.
don't understand.
Can I back him up? Because can he roll? Can I?
I'm gonna leave this as.
Yeah.
Nope.
What'd you roll?
So, but wait. Plus, what is this? Deception?
Yeah.
It's
Deception.
Persuasion? What is
Deception.
deception?
Should be deception. 'Cause you were lying, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's 15 though.
15.
It's not good.
He gives you a look and goes,
No, you did not.
I gotta work on this.
and he whips around, takes his cloak, kind of like dismissively
Yeah.
putting you out of the conversation, and walks back towards the Bellows Respite Inn. There are 3 buildings off to the side, and you can see there is what looks to be a small station for holding and/or just a general bastion, kind of satellite station within this portion of the Braving Grounds.
Can we go over and knock, knock, knock?
You knock, knock, knock. A few seconds pass, and the door kind of slides open a little bit. And from the inside, you can see a partially scarred against one cheek, kind of late 30s, early 40s gentleman who looks square-jawed and definitely trained in some semblance of looking gruff and angry. He says,
Can I help you?
Hi, yes, I'm looking for a couple of people. They're actually mental patients, and they've gotten loose.
Vix, here we are. Hello,
Oh, that's them. Yes. I'm afraid.
These 2 cheaters over here, these are the ones you're looking for.
Cheaters. Well, that makes sense. They don't understand normal social rules.
Well, look. We have reason to believe they may have been trying to fix and or rig their bets on the recent bout out here in the Crucible. That is a very serious offense here in the
I
Braving
can
Grounds.
imagine it would be. Yes.
However, I don't want to deal with the processing and the time takes. So if these are indeed your charges and you're willing to fill out some paperwork and pay the fines right now, we'll relinquish them to you.
Well, what's the fine? How much is the fine?
Who are you?
Oh, hi.
He's my lawyer.
I'm Burt Reynolds, Esquire.
Right.
I'm an attorney at large. I represent all manner of
An attorney at small.
escaped mental
Attorney at
patients.
small.
I mean, he's a gnome.
make a deception check.
20.
Well, very well. Small Reynolds,
If
sir.
you would like us to fill out paperwork, I have about 2 reams of paperwork for you to fill out to release them to us
Yes.
as well. And also, there will be court costs involved. Oh boy! And
court costs
triplicate,
are
you'll have to get your
extravagant.
supervisor to fill out this one, and I will need this one, and I will need this one as well.
500 gold's fine and we'll release them to you, all right? Is
500
that fine?
gold. That's
500
fine.
gold.
And they'll still get to collect their winnings from the pit.
I don't care what they're going to do. Just take them from me.
It's good.
Great, thank you, sir. You know what? I can make this paperwork disappear. This is fine.
Yes,
500.
actually, for a small. Never mind.
Nope.
Let it go. Let it go.
I love how you
Let it
noped.
go.
There you go.
You
I
noped yourself.
noped myself on that one.
Nope.
There you are, 500.
He collects it, ushers over to the other bastion, who comes over and takes off your manacles and escorts you to the door. He says,
However, if I see either of you 2 causing any trouble anywhere in Vasselheim, it's down to the oubliette you go. You hear me?
Say that word again. What? Oubliette?
Amaranthine blah, 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 blah. What is wrong with me? Get out of here! Run!
You've been bested!
You've out-talked the talker as the guard finds himself so flustered by the frustration and anger that he's been caused by this entire strange arrival of individuals. His speech pattern has been muddled, and then frustration shoves both of you out the front door and slams it behind you.
He's speaking Draconian!
I think he's having an aneurysm.
Are we in the tavern?
Grog,
You
they're
guys know the
talking
bells
about
respite,
you.
yes.
Are there any small lads running about that are maybe like excited to see me or
Wait,
something?
what?
Or...
As
hold
you
on,
guys
wait.
enter the tavern,
boys?
there is a sudden bit of whispered quiet, and all the tales kind of fall to an end, and the place falls quiet as everyone kind of stares at you as you enter. Stepping in,
Are there any younger men that are?
There are maybe two men looking in like their late teens to early 20s that who saw the fight and are currently like wide, doughy-eyed and like seeing a hero before them.
I walk over to one of them.
young.
I pull out a gold coin. And I say, "How would you like to make a gold coin, son?"
Oh boy.
Don't look where this is going.
From you, Grog the Victorious. Of course. What can I do? What can I
I
do?
reach into the bag of holding.
can
I
find
take
you
out the
lots of young
second
boys.
place medal, the
Oh, thank
participant
God.
medal, and I go, "Make sure Kern gets there."
And reads it. Yes, indeed. Of course. He takes it and he runs off.
You sick fucks.
Sorry!
Well, I mean, come on.
It's like,
You came into a bar looking for young boys. What are
Phrasing.
you supposed to think?
We're
here.
together
Over
now.
there.
Yeah, we're not
that's
arrested
right.
anymore. You don't have to keep
Sorry,
doing
sorry.
this.
Phrasing.
With the Crucible currently taken care of, the rest of your path is your own. What do you wish to do?
Money? Crackhammer?
We should
You
go to
on by
Crag.
way of Craghammer?
Now,
Is there anything else we want to do while we're here? before
No.
we leave?
I want to just
Are
get.
we over this town? Over this city?
Yes. I just need to pick up a little bit of ore on the way out, so I can work on making some more ammunition on the way to Craghammer.
Sounds good.
Before we leave, though, does anyone have a nagging, tugging feeling about that cloaked human who praised your performance? Should we investigate that at all?
He had a lovely beard.
Well, that
care?
makes something.
He did.
Should we at least find out who he was before we leave town?
Hey, bartender.
Oh,
Yes. You
Hi,
have a
darling.
question?
Yes. That bearded, hooded gentleman at the end of the fight, yeah?
Kind of thinks for a second. Oh, you
The
mean...
one that everyone was quiet for?
The red
Yeah.
and gold robes.
What? Who? Who is he?
That was Earthbreaker Groon.
Earthbreaker Groon?
Earthbreaker Groon.
Earthbreaker.
Breaker?
He bakes the earth.
That's a great name.
where does he hail from?
And yes,
What does he bake?
He's the
What does he
Dawn
do?
Marshal of the entirety of these here braving grounds.
Dawn Marshal?
He's the Dawn Marshal. He is the highest esteemed cleric of the Church of Cord. The Trial Forge itself in the center of this city, this portion, this district. Oh, he is the very, very top of the entire hierarchy underneath Cord's strength and watch.
and he nodded.
Apparently, he was summoned to watch this fight and approved of your prowess in battle.
What does that mean?
Oh, wait.
Have no fucking clue. But that's an honor, is what that is, and appreciate that yourself.
Very good.
Oh, and I do.
Thank you.
My
minute,
thought
what were you
is
gonna say?
I can probably find some of the ore I need to procure if at the same time that we find this Groon fellow, and at the very least, you can strike up a quick conversation with him and see what
Would
it
you like
was
me to go
about
with
you.
you,
that-
Grog, as your manager?
I would actually like both the twins to go with.
Grog, would you like any young boys to accompany you?
You can give them a medal.
So you guys are going with Percy to procure materials for forging new ammunition.
Yes.
All right. Like after you give people a couple examples of kind of the smell of it and what to look for, people send you this one direction, and you send to this one kind of small hovel that is attached to the very base of the mountain that overlooks the entirety of the city, on the far northwestern edge of the Braving Grounds. You come to the door, and it's a very, very simple, kind of slovenly kept house. The wood itself is a little warped from the weather. It hasn't kept well, and there's kind of a musty smell of mildew from the outside of the building. But you see a slight glow between the cracks. Apparently there's some sort of interior light.
Hello?
Yes?
Charming. My name is Percival Frederick Stein von Musa Kowalski de Roller III.
Huzzah!
Thank you. I was sent to you. I was sent here in terms to hopefully negotiate the purchase of some black powder. I've heard that
The door slams open at this point, mid-sentence, and you see from around the corner a very lithe, crooked-looking man, quite elderly, but very spry for his size. You can see his arms and legs are very lanky and almost spider-like in the way they move and shift as he peeks out, and you can see he has spectacles of 2 different sizes and thickness around each eye. His hair is kind of frazzled and gray and white. He goes, "Yes!
Oh.
You said you need black powder! Yes, come in! And he runs back into the hovel.
Nice.
I gingerly enter this.
Not with him. We're not.
As you step inside, the scent hits you immediately, and you realize this place is probably filled with black powder, and the last thing anyone wants is to set off any sort of flame.
So, you came looking for black powder, did you? No one asked about the black powder, but I knew it had a purpose. Yes. You wish to buy it? How much do you want? Speak up! Speak up! I haven't all day.
How much for a barrel or a hogshead's worth?
For the barrel. That'll run you. 4,623 gold pieces for the barrel. However, for a hogshead...
You can see now there's spittle dribbling down his chin.
It's as if I can see the spittle myself.
Yes, indeed.
But for the hogshead, which...
And he turns around and shuffles through a bunch of pieces of burlap and sack and pulls out what looks to be an actual dried and hollowed out hogshead.
To fill this hogshead with it, this will only cost you 426 gold pieces.
20.
Yes.
How about 400 even, and you can direct me to some ore as well?
Ore? I do not work in ore.
I thought you might have a friend. I'm sure you have a friend. You must. You seem so amiable.
400, I send you to Samson. Yes, you take?
My good sir, you have a deal.
Glorious!
He turns around and just jams the head into the barrel of black powder, picks it up. This soot kind of settles against you and the rest of you guys as you now find yourself partially covered in this slowly dissipating cloud of black powder. You cough instinctively and push it away.
Yes, 400 gold. You pay?
I gingerly put the purse down in front of me.
He takes it with a whisk. It's already put away into a side pouch, and you hear the clanging of kind of haphazard coins in his far pocket.
Here. Hogshead, take it. To Samson, this way.
And he grabs your arm and drags you out of his hovel. He points across the way with this kind of shaking, crooked finger.
Samson, there, in the brick building. Tell him Victon sends you. He'll give you all.
Thank you for all of your help. You've been so kind.
Oh, my pleasure. You want more powder? Come back.
I might do that.
Good. Goodbye.
And pushes you out, takes both of you by the arms and pushes you out, slams the door behind, and you are left kind of standing there half covered in blackened soot and black powder in the center of the thoroughfare midday, kind of stunned by the whole encounter.
I mean, come on.
Amazing.
Oh, don't fuck off.
Amazing. Come on. That's crazy
I'm
prospect.
going to very gently. I'm going to walk over to Samson's place then and become very excited at the prospect of a new accent.
6.2, 6.4, 6.5. Amazing.
Well, 3 from the Russian judge.
Yeah, you walk to the distant brick building, and as you kind of peek in, you can see there is a very, very active forge. There is heat emanating from the interior, and you can see there's a man who is currently hammering something away at what looks like an anvil set outside in front of it. Ping! Ping! Yes?
Mr. Samson?
Yes?
Victon, that strange fellow down the road sent me to you. He said you might have some more.
The head sinks into the shoulders with a sigh. All right, if you dealt with that crazy-old coot, at the very least I can offer you a brief conversation. Hold on just a second. He kind of steps up. All right, so what'd the old coot tell you, anyway?
He said you might have some raw ore for sale that I might purchase. You'll excuse me if I don't come in. I'm covered in explosive powder.
No, please stay there. For the love of God, stay on that doorstep. Do not step into my abode, please.
Yes,
please.
Of course. No. Yes.
Please. All right.
Rest.
What ore are you interested in?
100 pounds, iron ingots. I could sell that to you. I'd say, let's set the price at about 400 gold pieces.
Haggle him down. I'm not that.
Where are we?
But in the back of his head, he hears your voice. We all do at this point.
We're going to
Think of me.
Let's say 350 gold, and I promise to always shower twice before entering your home for my next purchase.
I like for future business. So, say 350 and take the ingots, and please do shower next time.
Of course, you are a gentleman and apparently a worthy smith as well. I do bid you good day then.
I've already completed the transaction. Flattery is not required. He reaches over and settles into a large, like, triple-bagged set of ingots. He gets partway through and goes, no, this is cart-worthy. Sets it up onto a small cart and brings it over to you. And it's a small kind of wheeled wooden cart. It looks really rickety and probably about to collapse, but he does not charge you for it and hands it over to you. It can be hand-carried if need be.
Good man, I will see you when my need arises again.
I look forward to it. Remember, bathed.
Very bathed.
Bathed.
In fact, quite bathed.
Seriously.
It's
bathed.
I promise.
Please.
Yes.
All right, we're good. Thank you. And he closes the door. You guys make your way to the Trial Forge. The large temple to court itself is once again brilliant to behold. There are steps that lead up to the front area. These giant, reddish, almost rusted over-looking iron doors that block the front entrance. And at the very top of it, you see, looming over this entire district, is a gargantuan statue of Cord himself. As you approach the outskirts of this main central chamber where the two long hallways intersect, the quiet Bastion puts his hand out and tells the rest of you to stop, gives you a look, and nudges you to proceed.
Do you need us with you?
Well, yeah, I don't like talking.
Well,
He's not very good at talking. Would you like someone to come and translate for him?
Is he going on his own then?
Is that a yes? Then.
Good luck.
Okay, sorry.
I go forward.
As you step forward, your footfalls clacking against the
I'm sorry.
interior.
We've been daytime drinking, and I'd hate to interrupt that. Do you have a place here if I can't be with
this is
him?
a temple. I mean,
Are you sure?
Just puts his hand out before.
oh, he's some sort of vow of silence. We should respect it, and also make fun of it when he's gone.
Oh my god!
At the end of that,
Oh my god.
That's fine.
I've got a flask.
I step forward and say, sorry to disturb. I'm looking for Earthbreaker Groon.
You see an eyebrow kind of twitch for a second. The eyes remain closed and the head turns for a second. Hands come together like this, and in that one motion stands to his feet, almost like it was effortless. From what would seem like a very uncomfortable position, suddenly is fully standing with a swift movement. In place, rotates and turns towards you, eyes still closed, at which point the eyes open. And you saw pupils previously, but in this moment of what seems to be serious meditation, there is this luminescent white light that encompasses the entirety of each eye, just looking straight towards you, the hands still kind of clasped in the center like this, staring straight at you.
Okay.
You have found the Earthbreaker. What do you ask of me?
I keep the little bit of pee that's about to fall out from falling out, and I say, I happen to see you amongst the crowd at my recent tussle. It seemed that everyone there seemed to know who you were. I wanted to at least introduce myself.
Grog, the victorious.
That's right. That's right.
Once called Philip, known as one of Vox Machina, the traveling band from Iman. Slayer of demons that once usurped Uriel himself. I know of your travels. I know of your deeds. Your piety is accepted. Perhaps there may be a use for Cord of you and your compatriots in the future, should this day arise. You will know. And you must hurry. Dark times are ahead. I can see the veils twisting. Many, many evil minds come to rend the peace apart. There will be a day I call for you, Grog the Victorious. Stay alive.
I mean to. Thank you. It has been an honor being in your presence.
He steps back to his position originally.
Now go.
He turns around and sits back into his meditative position, closes his eyes, and disappears back into the same place where you originally saw him.
And we make our way out of the golden-floored, glowing-eyed guy's house.
You are escorted out of the trial forge. You eventually meet up with the rest of Vox Machina. You carrying, to your side, strapped a dried hog's head filled with black powder, and a cart of about 100 pounds of iron ingots.
Ooh!
Wow.
You want me to hold on to all that for you?
But you guys look over your shoulder, and as you're talking about taking the airship, Tiberius has crafted a runic circle into the ground that itself is beginning to pulse with arcane energy. You see a small doorway that's kind of sparkling across the ground.
We can.
This is quicker.
We can just pop
But
off
Iman
its
is not
Iman.
Crackhammer.
You can see the sigil shimmering,
Look at
and
the
the
map.
energy is
Yeah,
going
well,
to
that's a
fade.
very
We should
fair.
go
I'm
in. We
already
should go
doing
in.
it.
We
Let's
should
go.
All right.
Let's go.
What about the airship? What about
The
Captain
airship
Damon?
was only going to take us to Emon anyway.
I walk right
This
through
is
it and say,
faster.
Tiberius, where are we going?
Iman. I go
All
through
right.
too.
You guys find yourself once again in a small white room, familiar, the place that was your immediate sigh of relief when you returned from the Underdark, and you are currently in the center of the Traverse Junction within the Alabaster Lyceum. You guys make your way from the top district to the southern edge of Iman, to the lower slums, outside of the city along the southern wall, to Greyskull Keep. As you approach the front gate, you see what looks like a tent, like a large, thick burlap or linen brown tent is just
At
kind
our
of set
house?
up right outside of you
That
guys.
wasn't there before.
What is
Large
that?
tent? Where?
Yeah,
Wait,
Cordell, what is this tent?
Oh, finally you've arrived. I'm so glad you could make it. Yes, this has been here for about 2 weeks now.
Is someone inside of it?
At which point you hear like sudden rustling from the inside of the tent, and a face pops out briefly. You can see what looks humanoid features, and suddenly darts back inside, and you hear more rustling. It sounds like pots and metals clinking around.
I
and
immediately go over and throw open the...
as you throw open the tent, at that moment you see another person is kind of pushing out of the tent, and you both have this awkward moment where you both, and he kind of pushes off you instinctively and kind of rights himself. The tent kind of half collapses behind him, and he catches himself and stands there at the ready. You see before you what looks to be a young man, probably in his late teens, like 19, 20 years old, haphazardly dressed in scale mail armor.
Phrasing.
Oh, you've returned! You Percival! Percival, the great one who streaks fire from his tube. And the great druid princess.
I have that taken care of.
Keyleth, right? And you, the Dragonborn who controls the elements himself, Tiberius of the Stormwind family. Yes, I've heard of you.
Don't.
Wait.
Okay.
Scanlan, I've heard your tales across the land. Your womanizing does not reach ears too far from the city.
I'm men too.
That's what your reputation.
And you, the twins. Vaxeldan and Vexalia. Oh, the many bodies you've lain at your feet of the evil that crossed your path. And the mighty, muscled Grog. I'm beside myself. I've been
Grog the
waiting for
Victorious, get it right.
the Victorious. Yes, of course.
And you are, young man.
I am Kynan Leore, son of Harold the Butcher, and I wish to join you in your travels.
Oh, darling, you're so brave and strong.
I have been training day and night for months until I was ready to fight alongside you all, and I humbly offer my sword as part of Vox Machina.
Your sword?
Yes, I'm a skilled swordsman.
Is he talking to Vex? Are they talking together?
I'm using insight.
Closer
on it
to
as
you.
he's talking.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Are they? How close are they?
They're about 3-4 feet across.
3-4 feet apart.
She's
Okay.
closest to him.
I flip a dagger in my hand and I go to the back of his head. is what I do.
Okay.
Knock him out?
No. Wait.
Yeah,
What?
that's what I do. I did it. It's done.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Thanks. Don't worry, I'm using the flat end. Oh, good. That's a 17
Plus whatever.
plus a high number.
Oh, you rolled a 17.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. Sneak attack damage. It's a critical because it's before
Yeah,
he
but
acted.
it's the back end of the dagger,
Yeah.
all right?
Yep.
I'm
So
just
go ahead.
saying
Go
that
ahead and
up
roll
front.
sneak attack ×2.
I go inside the keep.
And you're
I lose
touching
interest.
my dice.
The boy needs a lesson. This is not a life for a child. Okay, that's
Oh,
good.
Jesus. It's like 1,000,000.
×2.
It's 56. Just the sneak attack damage alone. I'll roll a 1.
And then add the d4.
Right.
And the modifier for the dagger.
It's 10.
I mean,
So total of 66 damage.
66 damage, yeah.
66 damage.
But it's non-lethal.
As you're having this conversation,
It's
you just whoosh behind him and whack right to the temple. It's like, I'm a swordsman. I'm trained. And he just goes straight down into a pile.
Catch him
With
on
my
his way
bonus
down.
action, I pull out one of my remaining healing potions. Right? And I shove it in his mouth
Why
like
would you
this.
do that to
and let it
him?
go,
He
go,
was
go, go,
just
go,
a-
go, go, down in.
All right.
That happened so fast.
Eventually, he's
Hi, darling.
I take him
Sorry.
by the lapels. Things move very fast with us. I don't think you understand what you're asking for. If you think you can handle that,
Axeldon.
This is why he's single.
I've heard of your work for quite some time. Show me your ways.
Illithid. Alright? Beholders, large white dragons. I know it's cool to see her flash her boobs and this
I
one
never
sing a
flash my boobs,
song.
by the way,
It's
ever.
all excitement and craziness and all the rock and roll that the kids are talking about. Listen to me.
You're selling in on this big time.
It's dangerous. You could die any given day. So could I, so could she, so could him. Maybe not him, but the rest of us, sure. Are you really interested in this?
He looks at you for a second. His eyes, his brow kind of comes together, and you can see there's a quiver to his bottom lip. And he goes,
Oh.
Wait. There's his heart breaking.
"I thought you were heroes.
Oh.
I waited 2 weeks to meet you."
How could you do that?
What's? Tell me your name again.
Kaiman.
Doesn't matter.
Hang out.
Doesn't matter at all. You're right. And he kind of puts his hand up and kind of pushes you
Hyman,
away and
wait.
gets back, pulls the fish out of your hands and kind of takes a few steps away and looks over his shoulder. You can see now there's tears welling up in his eyes. And he goes, "I just wanted to be a hero."
Wait.
Kynan! Kynan!
Kaiman.
Train him up.
Send him on a mission.
Come back when you're ready.
No, send him on a
send
mission.
him on a mission right now. Yeah, do something like gratifying.
Come back when you're ready. Come back again. Train yourself. And I personally will be your mentor.
Just make a persuasion roll.
Oh, you better roll good, because I'm gonna be so mad at you if you hurt him.
What's my persuasion?
Look at your
It's already
voice.
set. They passed it down, all right.
Not good.
I'll make 7.
He looks back at you and the tears.
No, I'm gonna use luck.
All right.
It's a 20 that one.
Natural 20?
Yes.
He looks at you, the tears welling up in his eyes, kind of blinks them away for a second and sniffles them. You mean that?
I do.
Drink it.
I do. You will be my right-hand man. I promise.
He grasps the sword that's currently sheathed aside. I will. I'll make you proud. I will be Vox Machina with you. I swear it. I swear it. And he runs back to his tent, and you see him starts gathering up his things, and he begins tearing it down, and he's pulling it up, and he's kind of like, you can see he's the tears are still coming from beneath his grimace, but he's steeled his expression. He gathers the rest of his tent and things, and kind of piles it and he's like speechless at this point. You can see he's partially torn between like wanting to look hard and ready to do this, and also still kind of blown away by the fact that he's even encountered you guys after all this time. And he takes the rest of his stuff and holds it in one arm and just darts off down the path towards the river, and then hops over it, and then makes his way towards the rest of Iman and vanishes into the distance.
Why did you do that to that young man?
He was not ready.
Stop it! That was aggressive beyond necessity. We should have trialed the boy.
He now knows the facts. He knows his skill level. He knows where he stands.
You attacked a young boy who
He will
loved us.
either go back to being a fishmonger, or he will
Son
come...
of a butcher. Son of a butcher.
Son of a butcher, well... Everyone has their own personal path. Or he will come back to me. And if he comes back to me, I will train him. If not, it wasn't meant to be.
And if he comes for your head...
He won't.
Oh, no, he won't?
I'll deal with that as well.
Did you never see The Incredibles?
I'm just saying.
Okay, Bill. A moment comes by, and you see Seeker Asim Emmering arrives. He steps and finds a chair at one of the nearby tables, kind of clustered towards the center where you guys have pushed your dining tables together. Now, while you were gone, a venture has been put into motion. In celebration of the agreed-upon construction of a grand bridge across the shearing channel to the eastern continent of Wynandir, a dinner is being held here within a week. This venture is helmed by one Lord and Lady Briarwood of Whitestone. Now I'm here because few things escape my eye. Percival, when last we were company, you had shifted so very uncomfortably at the mention of these two. I ask why.
Had I? I hadn't noticed.
I did.
Very noticeable. I'm sorry.
I've had dealings with them before. I find them untrustworthy.
I have my reservations as well.
You should.
My network has been watching their acquisition of Whitestone since the Rollo family fell with disease, and there are far more questions than answers. I've sent operatives to inquire, but each has sent me a letter of resignation, instead of choosing to stay within Whitestone under my employ. I'm here to ask if you will attend, and if so, if I can trust you to keep an eye while I do my work.
Let's say passing.
That's Percy's call.
Yes, we will attend.
Very good. I will contact you in the next few days, and we shall discuss further. Until then, enjoy the rest of your meal. And thank you. And with that, we shall end.
Oh, but I want to talk to Percy.
And now we
have to pick that up next week.
Just ran off to the basement to his workshop.
We'll pick up directly from this moment next week, and you are more than welcome to go have counsel with
Guys,
Percy.
I feel like we need to have a conversation
your
with
heart's
Percy.
content.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
Ah!